Is Taylor Swift a fairy? Of course, you're a fairy, I'm a fairy, everybody's a fairy. But is Taylor Swift the fairy that she can be? There's a lot of evidence for this. Let's talk about some of it. The maybe the strongest, most obvious evidence for Taylor Swift as a fairy is the way she looks. She looks like a fairy, but so do Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande, the Wicked Witches, or we'll just call them Aria. So Aria looks like a fairy, and they've maybe leaned into their fairy nature a little more. But right now, they're the Wicked Witches of Oz, and from actual fairies, from the Oz perspective, looking down on them in the A camp of Wicked, from the Rainbow Gathering of Oz, looking back on Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo in the A camp of Wicked, we see that they're on their journey. They're on their journey to their fairy nature, and they're coming along. Um, Taylor Swift again looks like a fairy just like they do, but maybe doesn't have the same progress in her fairy journey. But let's talk about it a little bit. Cynthia Erivo might have an advantage over Ariana Grande because I think Ariana Grande is American. I think Cynthia Erivo is English, and they might have more respect for their fairy tradition and more fairy culture in the UK than they do here. Although we have the best one, we have Oz. So check out the actual Oz books to learn about Oz by L. Frank Baum. This is TikTok of Oz, which predicts the TikTok we have now, who's currently captured by the evil Gnome King, so we should rescue TikTok, by the way. Anyway, and they'll be using their fairy nature fully, Arya will, when they, uh, grow into it. So look forward to that, and look forward to them helping all the things that fairies would help. The strongest evidence, I think, for Taylor Swift being a fairy, besides her look, the strongest evidence for T Swizzle, aka Tay Tay, aka May May, to be a fairy is her upbringing. I heard she grew up in a Christmas tree farm. Now, I don't know that much about Taylor Swift, so there might be a lot more fairy stuff in there. Let me know in comments what I'm missing. But she grew up in a Christmas tree farm, which to me, it's like if you grew up in a candy shop or a florist or uh, you know, in the Revolution or something. You have a much easier chance of being a fairy. You have a much stronger head start to becoming a fairy. But all of Taylor Swift's songs that I know of seem to be emphasizing these human comparison types of relationship things, which are anti-fairy. They're kind of what's holding her back. I would say her management, family, and her themes have held her back. And of course, if her themes are about love, then they're launching her forward. But it's just a matter of, will Taylor Swift access that fairy nature that she has, like Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo are starting to. So welcome. See you guys in Oz. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for joining the Fairy Liberation Front. See y'all soon.